All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 2:15, and we can start with our presentation. Today, we are going to look at ambiguity and redundancy. Now, these are they sound like very difficult and very daunting terms, but hopefully when we are done with this presentation, you will understand the difference and the definition of those two words. Sorry for that one. I just want to move on. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Doesn't want to move. Right, let me just see. Okay, there we go. There we go. Sorry for that one. The lesson objectives. First of all, I want to do or define the ambiguity and redundancy. So give you a definition of both those terms. And then I'm going to ask you to try and identify examples of both and then correct sentences to make writing more clear and concise. Right. Okay, the chickens are waiting there. So what is ambiguity? Ambiguity is a sentence that has more than one possible meaning. In other words, it's a sentence or something that you say, but the meaning of the sentence isn't 100% clear. So people can misunderstand what you are saying. And that makes writing very unclear and very confusing. Now, the example sentence there is, the chicken is ready to eat. So there's the chicken. The chicken is ready to eat. Who is now eating? Is the chicken ready to eat its food, or are we ready to eat our food, which might be a roast chicken? So that is basically what ambiguity is. So ambiguity is not difficult. It is clearly just a misunderstanding of a sentence, because it has more than one possible meaning. And this is very important. When you write essays or anything, if you write an answer, you must be very clear and very specific when you answer those questions so that the person who reads the sentence knows exactly what you mean. All right. These are a few of the examples of ambiguity. I saw the man with a telescope. The second one, visiting relatives can be boring. And the third one, the police chased the thief in the car. So what I want you to do is, if you are tuned in with your teacher, maybe give the teacher an explanation of why each of these sentences, what makes them confusing. I'm going to just give you, say, 2 minutes to quickly look at that, whether you understand. And if you are with a teacher, then tell your teacher, or ma'am or sir, this is what is ambiguous. And then maybe if the teachers can type in the chat, and then I'm going to give, yes, as I said, 2 minutes only to quickly look at those. And then I'm going to give you the answers to these questions or this little activity of ours. So the first one, I saw the man with a telescope. Visiting relatives can be boring. The police chased the thief in a car. All right, let's see. 2 minutes, then I'm going to look at them and I'm going to give you the answers. All right. I think you've more or less figured it out, I hope, that you understand the meaning or the difference in meaning to possible meanings. Right, there we go. Let's just go back to this one first. I saw the man with the telescope. Okay, what is the problem there? Did I use the telescope to see the man, or did the man have a telescope and I saw both of them walking along the road? So that will be the ambiguity there. Two possible ways to understand this. If you look at number 2, visiting relatives can be boring. So basically that one can say, our visit to relatives is normally boring. Or relatives came to visit us and they are very boring. So there are two possible meanings there as well. if we look at number 3, the police chased the thief in the car. So were the police in the car chasing him, or was the thief in a car and the police was chasing him? So it's not clear exactly what is meant in each of those questions. Okay, fixing an ambiguous sentence. This is where you have to now change that sentence a little bit to make it very clear what you actually meant. So the first one, I saw the man who was holding a telescope. Or you could have said, I used a telescope to see the man. So basically words are added to make it clear, what did you actually mean? So I saw the man was holding a telescope. So that is, I'm using the telescope and see this man walking. Or I used the telescope, my telescope, to see the man maybe there walking far from me. So it's always possible to fix an ambiguous sentence, but you need to make sure that the meaning of a sentence, when you say something or you write something, that it's very, very clear to everybody. There must not be any misunderstanding. All right, this one. You can actually do the same with these. The first one says, the chicken is ready to eat. The duck is too small to eat. The old men and women sat on the bench. So this one, the same. I'm also going to give you just 3 minutes maybe to converse or to speak to one another or with your teacher and see whether you can puzzle out this one or these 3. Why are they basically ambiguous? Okay, so 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just a quick discussion to also interact a little bit on this one. All right. I hope that you have basically spoken to your friend next to you or in a group or to your teachers. And the first one, the chicken is ready to eat. Now, it can firstly mean the chicken is standing there and the chicken is ready to eat its food. Or, once again, the chicken has been roasted and now the chicken is ready for the family to have for dinner. The second one, the duck is too small to eat. Once again, literally, small little duck can't eat yet. The second one is that is such a small duck, we're not going to even put it put it in the oven to roast because it's just too small. It's not going to be enough for the whole of the family. The old men and women sat on the bench. That can be the old men and the women sat on the bench. Or is it the old men? In other words, is the men and the women exactly the same, that they all sat on the bench? So it's very unclear to see what actually is meant in these sentences as well. All right, let's move on. Or before we move on, let's look at this quickly. The chicken is ready to eat. So then you can say the small chicken is not ready to eat yet. Or you can say the chicken in the oven is ready for us to eat. So make it very clear exactly what you mean if you have to rectify them. And the second one, the duck, the newborn duck is too small to eat its food, or the duck is too small to eat its food. And then secondly, you can say the duck is too small to put in the oven to roast, or the duck is too small, it's not going to be enough. Then you know what you refer to. The old men and women sat on the bench. The old men and the old women sat on the bench. Then you knew there were old women and old men, and all of them were sitting on the bench. Okay, now, I hope you understand ambiguity a little better, but we also have to look at what is redundancy. Basically, that is when you use too many words to explain something that is necessary, and also use maybe 2 words that actually mean the same in the same sentence. That is redundancy. When something is redundant, it is not needed. So sometimes we use 2 words to describe the same thing and then it is redundancy. It makes writing very long and repetitive. So if you look at the first example, he turned back home. So he returned home. You don't have, if you return home, you are actually going back home. So he returned home is all that is necessary. So the first sentence, there will be redundancy. The second one, we remove the redundancy. And in an exam, you can be asked why or rewrite this in or take out the redundancy and rewrite the sentence. Each and every learner must attend. There you just say every learner. Each and every is just too much. You don't have to make it so long, and it makes the writing repetitive. So every learner must attend. Then the redundancy has been taken out. It has been removed. All right, more examples of redundancy. The end result was a success. End and result, it means the same thing. So the result, that is at the end, you get a result. The result was a success. She repeated the same mistake again. Repeated and doing something again and again means the same. So she repeated the mistake. They joined together to finish the project. Joined and together means the same thing. They joined to finish the project. So that is when you remove words to make it not redundant. Right, the mini activity quickly. Let us look at them. I'm not going to give you time there. Let's look at the first one. She repeated the same mistake again. What is you going to take out? You're going to take away again. She repeated the same mistake. Then the redundancy has been removed. The reason is because they were late. You can just say they were late. That is the reason why they're not there. They were late. We all met together at the same place. There you take out together. We all met at the same place. Because if you're all, you are together. Right, let's just quickly recap before we end. Ambiguity, confusing, two meanings. Redundancy, repetition, it's too wordy. There are too many words. The examples quickly again. I saw the man with the telescope. Redundancy, he returned back home. All right, a quick game. Let's look at this. The small little boy cried. Would that be ambiguity or redundancy? Small and little meaning the same. So you can say in your own head, redundancy. He found a bat in the dark. That's ambiguity. Is it a baseball bat or is it the bat with the wings that he found? And then she shouted loudly. If you shout, you are loud. So she shouted. He found a cricket bat in the dark. The little boy cried. If you have to, correct those examples. And there you can see the turtle and the two hares. And that means we are nearing the end of our presentation. So there we have redundancy, ambiguity, redundancy. Right, the final thought, be clear, be concise, and be confident. Good writing is clear thinking made visible by Bill Wheeler. That's who said those very true words. Please remember to complete the attendance register, and I say thank you very much for attending. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and this